is a Dream Journal post. Welcome back, other side of the pillow. So today's going to be a dream journal post. I'll talk about a few of the dreams that I've had in the past few days. And the first one that I want to talk about is we'll call it multiple lives. Because it's pretty cool. I go through multiple different lifetimes in this one. So it starts out and I'm in this classroom type scenario, and I see the teacher up front, and very beautiful. I'm attracted to her. We get to talking, and I'm like, "Are you an actor?" And she's like, "Oh yeah." And I'm trying to figure out where she was acting from. Well, long story short, things start to get a little heavy. We move into another room, and another teacher walks in. She's like, "What are you doing being a little slut in here?" And I come up with an excuse to get her off the hook and whatnot, and we get to be real close. Then the lifetime switch, and it's way back in the day, and same girl in the same different relationship, but something happens and I end up becoming a vampire. And through the vampirism, I get separated from her. She goes off and does her own thing. She's royalty and whatnot, and I live my lifetime as a vampire, do a bunch of vampire things. And the dream shifts a little bit, and I don't know if you've ever seen Adventure Time, but everything's Adventure Time now. Even I'm a cartoon. And then Lumpy Space Princess comes in and she's like, "Oh my glob, you need rehabilitation." Picks me up and flies me over to vampire rehabilitation. I become human again. So now I'm on this boat after I've become human. I'm with the girl's brother, and he's trying to figure out whether or not I'm being legit or not. And I end up telling him a story that she had told me in the beginning of the medieval dream about him, and reading this book in the courtyard to her, and it moves him, and he takes me to the castle. We get to the castle. I encounter her sister, and she abducts me because she knows I used to be a vampire, and a whole bunch of other people, and she takes us to this abandoned warehouse barn type thing, and stuffs us stuff in the crawl space where all these spiders start dropping on us and eating us. Well, not really eating us, but biting us, and that's what turns us back into the vampires. So now I'm a vampire again. I get to the castle, I find her, and I'm like, "Hey," and she's significantly older at this point. And I'm like, "Hey, I could turn you into a vampire if you want. You'll be young again. We can go off, we can do our own thing." And she refuses and says that she's to be married, and makes me super sad. And I have this muzzle on my jaw from her sister, so I can't attack anybody being a vampire. Get the muzzle off. I get a couple of the people that were vampires with me, and we end up flying off. We have this theme song playing as we're flying off, and it was interesting. So that was the first dream that I had. It was last week. And the dream that I had last night was very weird. So I'm back in the Marine Corps. I don't know if you knew this. I was in the Marine Corps a good few years back. And it's really frustrating. Everything's getting on my nerves. I'm this is why I didn't re-enlist. And I get into my barracks room, and I'm sharing it with 3 other guys. And the actor that plays Mini-Me's, and they're running around and jumping around me, being a baby, and I'm playing with him and whatnot. It was fucking weird, but hilarious. And then a dream that I had a few nights back before that, it was kind of the same deal, military style. I'm on the back of this loading dock and whatnot, and I see my old employer. I used to cater, so they come through. They ramp off of this loading dock and crash. So I come back around. I'm in formation with everyone else in the platoon, and they get told to go back inside. And instead of going back inside, I walk back around with a few other people. And as I'm walking around, there's a fence. I jump through the fence, and then it's this big sand pit. And in the sand pit, I see this opening that goes underneath ground, and I'm looking in there. I see this Bigfoot, Sasquatch, monkey hybrid looking thing in there, just walking around, and it's kind of intimidating. But either way, I leave it alone. We walk around. I see this little black head in the sand, or a bump in the sand. As we get closer, all these Bigfoot creatures start coming out of the sand and grabbing everybody, and I'm running, trying to get away. Jump over the fence. Get over the fence. Now it's a swamp area, and I'm in a car, a car garage, or a impound lot. And I see all these trees going down the street, and I see this old man with a baby. And he comes and attacks me, and I attack him back. Now I have the baby. And we're walking down the street with this baby, and everyone's like, "Oh my God, how are you holding that baby? It takes everyone's energy and turns them old and evil." And it wasn't doing that to me. So I jump back over the fence into the sand with the Bigfoots. And the Bigfoots leave me alone for some reason. It's maybe because it's a baby. And that was a pretty interesting dream as well. So, as you can tell, my dreams were all over the place. Very strange. But I'm interested in what kind of dreams have you been having? Go ahead and comment them down below. I can maybe try to decode them for you. And we'll make this a regular thing where I'll post my dreams out there, what's been going on in my dream space, what's been going on in your dream space.
You watch